Alright, in this demo I'm going to attempt to counterbore that hole. So you don't just take a drill and drill a big hole. What you do is you basically bore it out, or we use the pocketing command to do a boring command to remove material as if it were a pocket. So what I taught you earlier is you could go to pocket, and remember you got to have manufacturing program 1 active. And then I taught you to go ahead and grab that bottom face and then grab this bottom. But did you see how that red circle highlighted on the inside? So it's going to think it doesn't want to pocket that. So when you follow through with this and grab the top of the face, by the way, I hid my rough stock. If your rough stock's in the way, make sure to hide that. Now I got to magically find that close button. Oh, what do you know? I got it. It's all closed off now. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick the cutter from the list. It's this one here, the one that I put counterbore on. And it says it's good. It's all green. And I will hit play and it's going to crash because it doesn't know what to do with that red inside circle. Okay. So I'll clear that out and then come back to this mode. Instead of grabbing the bottom first, what I'm going to do is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's just cancel this. I'm going to go back to Prismatic Machining, grab pocketing. I got this tool here. I'm wondering if I can put it inside that tool. Click on that tool so that my tool is already chosen. Okay, click on that one. It was still in there from the last time I canceled out what I was doing. This time I'm going to grab the side walls and I'm going to grab the edge of that circle so it doesn't consider the inner domain. And then what I had to do, what you have to do is it's asking, do you have any more adjacent elements? You would think it knows it's done because it's a completely closed off circle, but it doesn't. So you got to hit that green check mark to accept that. And what I did is I created a plane at the same plane as the bottom surface of the counterbore. So when I grab the bottom here and grab this plane, it's still going to work within that circle. Tool axis is pointing up, so that's good. Now the top is the top of that surface, so recognize that outside edge there. Let's put a approach and retract. Normally I pick that rough stock material, but just to make this go faster, I'm going to go and grab that. Okay, and the retract. Okay, then we have play, and you can see it's only seems to make 2 passes and it's done. I increased the size of the circle so we could see what's going on too. Maybe I should have went with the smaller cutter. I will exit out of this, and under the facing I'm going to make it do 10 cuts just for fun here. Preview that and hit play, and we'll play them cut out here. So you can see it slowly working its way down. It took 10 equal spaces and bored out that hole. Let's see, am I starting? Yeah, I think it went on the inside and worked its way out. Sometimes it's hard to tell. See if I can find that settings button. Slow this down and hit play. That makes it a little easier for me to see. I can go ahead and speed it up a little bit. I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess it does. All right, touch the gas pedal there. All right, so that's how I bore out that hole. Okay, we'll hit exit And just for fun, let's do a finishing pass. And I'll just do the very last one. So the very last one on the side, at the very last level and the bottom, we'll do a finish pass, which should clean up the all the roughness on the outside and the bottom of that, and just make a smooth surface there. Let's go ahead and hit play. Whew. I think I will adjust that setting to be a little slower and hit play. And I'm just trying to speed it up a notch there. Okay, so that would be a preferred technique of cutting out a hole size versus just drilling, taking a big drill bit and cutting it straight down. All right, so then what we're going to do next, we'll exit out. That's all looking good. Do you remember how to do the other ones? Let's see. We'll go to toolpath, and we're going to pick this one here that I don't think looks like a pattern. I think they should use the same symbol, but or make it bigger. What the hell? It's already taking up all my space anyways. So click on that, and then find in our tree the pattern. It finds the 4 bores, counter bore holes. We'll select OK, and let's hit play. Oh no, how did it do that? What happened was when I created the counter bore, I had to inverse it, but why doesn't it know to do that on this one? It's weird because it's showing that it's going to drill those holes out. I tried to grab that pattern again. It's definitely recognizing where they're at. Oh, I got too many going on. How do I get rid of them now? I've gone crazy with those. How do I remove them? Oh, I see. Let's do X, X. We'll add that back. And pick pattern off the tree. I see it's adding 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me try something here. Cancel. I think what I have to do, let this be a lesson learned to everyone. I think I drilled this hole, and that's the pattern goes this way from that hole. I'm just gonna try and go verify that hole. Okay, that hole is this one here, and I machined this one over here. So let me do it again on this one. Let's delete this out. Select manufacturing 1. With that active, I should be able to go to Prismatic Machining and do a pocket. And to do it right this time, I'm going to grab this wall here, which means to grab this edge here, not that wall. It won't even let me grab the wall. So I grab that edge there so it doesn't recognize the inner domain. I hit the green check to accept that up there on the very top. This tablet here, that green check. Go ahead and hit accept. And then we can grab the bottom. And remember, I created a plane that represented the bottom of the counterbore. And then the top will be the top of this part here. Select the tool from the list, which is the cutter, the counterbore cutter. My approach and retract macros, I'll use the same as the safety plane. Again, you might want to use the plane off the rough stock so you're not having to go so high to clear it. Remember, we did a 10 levels and a finish pass on this one, the very last one. Let's hit play and see what we get. Alright, that one's working so far. So let's go ahead and add down at the bottom here. Add the tool path. And then we're going to pick a pattern. And the pattern we're going to pick is right off the tree. The rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. The holes look correct. Select OK. Hit OK. Let's hit play. Oh, this time it's working. Okay. So let's increase the setting. Just increasing the speed a little bit. Okay, so we counterbored the holes out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drill out the next holes. All right. I'm going to close this off and hit exit. Make sure to say OK, otherwise it won't keep that tool path. Now we're going to drill out the holes. Again, selecting manufacturing 1. Open up the program. We're going to do an axle machine, and I'm going to drill. And I wish you'd go to the cutter first. I'm going to do that first, establish my cutter from my list. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch cutter. That one here has the drill symbol. And we will select this. Now remember, I want to work to that same hole. So I'm going to grab the inside face of that. Oh boy, I hope that's working. And I still want something. Sorry, I always do that. You got to double click the inside hole. This will be the top and the bottom. Since I did a drill, I'm going to get a V in there. I should have. Oh, you know what I'd have to do is an end mill on that. Alright, well, we'll have a V in there. So it'll have a V shape to that. That's fine. I didn't design it that way, but that's what they're going to get. And then, in reality, I don't know if we covered this yet, but it would be peck drilling. And that's when it goes down a little bit, comes out, goes back down, comes out, goes back down. So I'll hit play, see if it worked. And it happened pretty fast, but you see, with no approach and retract, it's going to pound right through my part. So we'll exit out, go to my approach and retract. I'll keep really good clearance by going to my safety plane. So I don't have a plane on this one when you're doing drilling. What you got to do is select this A to add the motion. To get that plane to come up and grab this. And then for the retract, we do the same thing. We hit this A for the axle motion, grab that plane and grab that same plane. Let's hit play. Now I'm a little confused. Why did that not clear that? That is, why is it not going up to my clearance plane? I don't believe it is. I see it drilling in and out, but I don't see it should be approaching at the same height as my clearance plane. So I'll have to come back to that. I'll minimize this, we'll exit out, and we'll do the pattern thing. Off the tree, we're going to use this pattern here. Pick this pattern. Looks like it's going to work like it did for the counterbores. Select OK. Select OK. Let's hit play. And you can see it hit all the holes. I'm going to increase the size of this so I can find the settings. And hit play. I can't see the toolpath. There should be a red line showing me a toolpath what it's doing. Alright. Well, I know that the NC programmer is going to be able to deal with it, so I'm going to let it go at that for right now. We'll see if we can't figure out how to get that to go to the clearance plane. Make sure to say OK to keep that. So I've added that step into our program. We have the facing, we have the pocketing for the counterbore, and then we just drilled out the holes. The next step is to create the pockets with this pad sticking up in the middle.